Hey, second video in as many nights. All right, so let's follow up with some Kesselschlacht here. We're 2 turns in. Uh, and, okay, so I was getting some comments, and I love it. I love when I get good details about stuff because I'm not the biggest researcher when I play a game. It's kind of like my version of playing a game going in blind because I don't really know a whole lot about it. You know, I love East Front. Um, this game I kind of I like the way this map looks. It's different. Like I said, there's only one other game it reminds me of, and that was one from Lock and Load, their Poland game. But so reviewing the situation again here. So the First Panzer Army is trapped in here, and they need to break out to the west. These guys here are completely trapped in this little region here. So, and these guys, First Panzer Army, they struggle with fuel points and ammo points in order to be able to move at their full burst. And the starting turn of this scenario was heavy snow, so they got nothing. And now I'm getting ready to go into the German activation or the German part of the game turn. The Russians have already gone on this phase, and it's snow. So I'm going to work through the supply on this because I got to get them points in here. So what happens is right now is, and like you know how it is with me. This is good. This is learning as I go. Is if they don't get any fuel, the infantry units can all move their full strength. But the ones that have the little teardrops on them, the little fuel drops on them, they need fuel, or else they're not going to move more than 2 movement points, and you're not going to get out and break out by doing that. Now, the Russian force that's over here, these guys, they were able to activate last time. Now, here's a trick about activation with the Soviets. You have 2 army priorities that they get checked first. 38th Army and the 40th, which is right here. All right. And you can only activate one army. So if you have a chart you roll on that tells you which one's going to try to activate. If he doesn't activate, then you can try. They have one other one. I think it's the. No, actually, I think that's the only. No, you got the 60th Army up here. All right, so, and I'm a little unclear about that because it would seem to me that the 60th Army would never be able to activate because it says in the rules that an activation attempt counts against your activations. But that can't be right. So if these don't activate, if one of these 2 armies don't activate, then I'm playing I can try to activate one of the other armies. I mean, because if not, they're just going to sit there and do nothing the whole game. You all can't even see them, but there's another whole army up that end of the map up there surrounding, which they just took Tarnopol this turn, which is a big thing for the Soviets. All right, and then after that, you get 4 corps that can activate. Now, you choose them, okay? Now, normally that would be, I would have to do something random, but here's how this works. If you choose a corps to activate and they fail activation, that counts as 1. So you only get 3 more corps, 3 more shots at activating corps. So it could possibly be where Soviet formations don't activate, okay? That the potential is there. I hear a lot of bugaboos about this game, but I haven't. I probably need to get on BGG and read what people are saying about this thing because it's apparently at 5.5 rating is not very good. Okay, I'm 2 turns in, and the only thing I'm having an issue with is the air combat, not the process of doing air combat, but deploying these things because this should be done blind between players. And the Germans have 2 transport units, and they need these transport units to get supply into the surrounded First Panzer Army. Well, naturally, First Panzer Army is in areas 13 and 4, or 12 and 13, or 13 and 14. I need to get those transports in there, which means I need to provide fighter cover. Well, if I do that, then the Russians can counter with as many, whatever they want. And they have more aircraft than the Germans do. Not necessarily better quality, but they have more aircraft. So it would be too easy to counter because obviously I can see where I'm putting them. It's not 2 players here playing this part of this thing blind. So other than the transports, I've been throwing everything in a cup, picking a primary area, rolling a dice, and if I roll like 5, I reach in the cup, I'm drawing 5 chits. They're mixed together, the Russians and the Germans, and I'm dropping them in that square. So I might draw 4 German fighters by, mistaking 1 Russian fighter. So, and that's not a good method. So if somebody out there has a good method for dealing with this, because the game rules say that the Germans direly need air support in order to pull this off, to get out of this, to win this game or get out of this pocket. All right. Combat's not too. Most of the processes are normal with odds and a die roll modifier. Well, not odds. Here, I'm going to show you the combat chart, and somebody tell me what game that reminds me of. See those percentages on the left, and even the way that table's laid out. Can anybody tell me what game that reminds them of? Because I only know of two. All right, and they're both from the same system, and they're not World War II. Okay. And then you have a differential column, and that's where your die roll or your modifiers will come in to shift the columns left and right and stuff. But then you have one more thing called, at the top there, called attack troop quality. So what you do is there's an A, B, and C for the defender, and there's an A, B, and C for the attacker. Now, that quality does not come from just pick one unit. You total up all the units in the combat that are A, B, and C. An A gets 3 points, a B gets 2 points, and a C gets 1 point. If you get more than, I think it's 4 points in an attack, you automatically use the highest quality rating you have available. And a lot of times with the Russians, it might just be a B unit. And it's the same for the defender. All right. So if you have one A unit in there and you can total up 4 quality points in using that 3-2-1, then you get to use the A on the chart. And what that does is that you might get another column modifier. So, and there's a die roll modifier in here somewhere, because you can see there's a 0 on the combat chart. I can't find the die roll modifier. So if somebody can tell me where your die roll gets modified, let me know, please, so I can apply that. All right, so in the game, it's another one of those games that works off morale. There's no flipping units for destruction. They either, if they're out of supply, you flip them, and their backsides are weaker. So you're either eliminated or you're going to suffer disordered, disrupted, routed. And there's, I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's all of it. Yeah, and those are your penalties, and it's going to affect movement, affect combat, stuff like that. All right. So the key to this thing, there's German reinforcements that are going to come on. I think they start this turn 11. They start on turn 11 when it turns to mud. Joy, joy. The major roads in this game, the black ones, the weather doesn't necessarily affect those, because those are apparently better kept roads. But your little red ones that are here, more like minor roads, when you get mud or stuff like that, you pretty much ignore the road and you're using what other terrain is in there. It's not extremely expensive to move through terrain, but when you've only got 2 movement points, you're not going very far, and it's going to be even worse if you get bad weather. So 1st Panzer Army has got to get fuel. Now, here's my question. Here's my tactical question, or my operational question, however you want to call it. We know that I need to get these guys west of this river, all right? I'm not sure where the reinforcements come in. You know me, I don't look. This entire force down here is trapped. These guys that have moved below this river, they have to now stay, well, they were over there now. They have to stay below the river. They cannot come back across the Nestor, okay? So do I want to, I don't really have a ton of forces in here. They're better quality, but I don't have a mass of them. Do I want to turn and break this mess out down here, or do I want to turn and run with these units up here? That's my conundrum right now. Of course, I haven't had to worry about it because I can't get enough damn movement points to move anybody out of there, all right? All right, so there's a fairly quick synopsis. I haven't played enough of it yet, of Kesselschlacht here, but I'm grinding through it along with my Gettysburg 77 stuff I'm doing. And Hexy really wants to get to some EFS bad or some GBACW. I can't put my finger on what I want to do next, but I really want to get into one of the bigger games here soon. But we're going to keep pushing with this right now. So give me any tips, any hints about the game. Point me to any maybe commentary that was written about it, where the problem stems, what it is, because nobody's yet told me what people are finding as an issue with this game. I'd like to know what it is so I can wrap my brain around it. All right, let's get Kesselschlacht posted. This is part 2 of that, so y'all can see what's going on with Hexy in the East Front. Late war. See ya.